morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus today is on the 19th Annual Fellowship Open. It was founded by a group of business and civic leaders to promote and inspire young people in Milwaukee to pursue careers in business and to foster support for diversity and inclusion in the business community. The event is held at the Silver Spring Country Club and has raised $2.5 million. Here to tell us more about this outstanding fundraiser is one of the founders of the Fellowship Open, attorney John Daniels Jr., who serves as chairman emeritus at Quarles and Brady Law Firm. How are you?
I'm terrific, and it's glad to be here with you and share a little bit about the Fellowship Open. And we're really proud of the fact that our communities come together over the last 19 years to find ways to dramatically improve the lives of youngsters in this community. And we're really proud of the partnerships that we've created with businesses and other organizations to change the way people look at opportunities for youngsters in this community.
Absolutely. And so I just mentioned that you raised over $2.5 million, and you have actually given that money to about 100 organizations across the city. Talk about the organizations that are going to benefit this year.
So the organizations that are going to benefit this year include the JoynerKersee Foundation. Jackie JoynerKersee, who's frequently described as the greatest female athlete of all time, has been in town visiting with young people, inspiring them. And then we have a number of local organizations as varied as the Concordia College Initiative to really inspire youngsters to do better, the Milwaukee Public Schools Initiative to inspire Hispanic and African American males, and we've also support sort of our keynote program, which is MKE Fellows, which is an initiative to inspire youngsters in the community to go to college, to graduate from college, and then to return to Milwaukee and be productive in our community.
Yeah, and our viewers just had an opportunity to find out all about the Milwaukee Fellows just a couple of weeks ago. So it's awesome to have you here to talk about the Fellowship Open, which serves as an opportunity to benefit all these things that you just mentioned. And you did say something about partnership, and that you're proud of the partnerships that you've been able to build. And so we are here at Aurora Research Institute, and there is an event that's taking place as we speak where you have Olympic gold medalist Jackie JoynerKersee along with Aurora Sinai Dr. Lisa Sullivan-Vetter. They're joined forces to discuss overcoming asthma to succeed in sports. How did you come up with this concept and bringing Aurora in on this?
So our whole notion is that anytime we do an event with the Fellowship Open, we want to expose the broader community to what's going on. And so as a result of that, we look for things where our honoree has a particular interest. In this case, Jackie JoynerKersee, because of her own dealing with asthma, brings a really special perspective that can help youngsters of all backgrounds. And so we thought no better way to share not only this great Olympian that you see, on TV and you read about in magazines, but to see her talk about the things that affected her life and how she's achieved in spite of those things.
Absolutely. So the Fellowship Opening golf outing was held at the Silver Spring Country Club, and each year you present a Legend and Community Leader Award. Some past honorees include Bucks legend Oscar Robertson, Bud Selig, the late Vel Phillips, and Herb Cole, just to name a few. So what is it that went through your mind when deciding who would be your honorees this year?
So our honorees always have to have three qualities. They have to be people who have impeccable character. They have to have people who have a real interest in the community. And they have to have an interest in young people. And so we look for people who over a lifetime have demonstrated that thing. So this year we have the great benefit of having obviously Greg Marcus and Jackie JoynerKersee. And you don't have to say more about those two people.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I think that it's amazing that you're able to expose people in the community to these outstanding individuals who have really given so much to help build the community to what it is today. So in wrapping up, what are your thoughts looking back? It's been 19 years, and I'm sure you guys are already planning for the big 20th anniversary in 2020.
Yeah, well, we want to be back with you on 2020.
Okay.
But, you know, what we want to do is we want to send a message of hope to young people. We want young people to see what can be accomplished. I am a Milwaukee kid, and I tell people that my story is very simple. I started school in a segregated school in Birmingham, Alabama, and I finished Harvard Law School and came back to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So that is my sort of vision of what can be accomplished if we just show people the possibilities.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you have in mind for those Milwaukee Fellows. You're like, go away, get your education, and then bring all of that talent and expertise right back to Milwaukee.
And we want them back here in Milwaukee. That's the goal.
Absolutely. Anything else before we wrap up?
No, I just want to thank the community for its remarkable support, and I want to share that the academic achievements of these youngsters has been spectacular.
Yes, thanks to all that you've done in really shining a light on what can be for the young people in our city. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much.
It's been
Appreciate
a pleasure. Attorney John Daniels Jr. is Chairman Emeritus at Quarles & Brady Law Firm and founder of the Fellowship Open, which again has contributed more than $2.5 million to youth here in the city. We'll soon be talking to Olympic champion and Fellowship Open honoree Jackie JoynerKersee, but first we'll meet a couple of students who are track and field athletes that are here today to meet the Olympic gold medals. We'll do that right after this.